Do you have lazy staff? I know it's pretty common to think that you do. I hear about staff who are lazy every time I do a frontline supervisor training. Lazy, here for the wrong reasons, don't care, like basically broken humans beyond repair, but they just keep showing up to the job. Supervisors and managers feel frustrated, angry, and stuck. In the meantime, work is not getting done, compliance isn't happening, and most importantly, the precious minutes of the lives of the individuals you serve are slipping by. And those individuals are not getting the services they're supposed to be getting, and they aren't living the lives they want to be living. Welcome to the Provider Power Moves podcast. I am your host, Sara Sherman. Here, I leverage my 35 years of experience in the field to give you practical steps that create big results in your agency and in your workday. This episode is brought to you by TrueLink. TrueLink partners with hundreds of IDD organizations nationwide to streamline how clients receive and use their funds. Many programs still rely on paper checks, cash, and manual receipts, which creates risk and makes audits difficult. The TrueLink platform replaces that entire process with reloadable Visa debit cards, built-in spend controls, and audit-ready reporting. TrueLink keeps clients safer, gives staff back valuable time, and provides clear visibility into every transaction. If your organization is interested in learning more, check the show notes for contact information. What if I told you you wouldn't recognize lazy if you were looking at it, and it didn't matter anyway? Would you believe me? Let me ask you this. How do you unlazy someone? You can't, can you? And that's the beauty of judging someone's character and giving them a negative assessment. There's nothing more to do. The verdict is in. The staff are lazy and you're stuck with them. It's kind of like, I just washed my hair and I can't do a thing with it. You've judged them and now you are absolved of any further obligation to address the situation. I mean, what could you even possibly do about someone who has made the decision to be lazy? Sure, these are people who have managed to find housing, drive and maintain a car, shower, have clothing, feed themselves, and often raise children, maintain relationships, and even attend college or have another job. But once they get to work, it all falls apart. It's very frustrating when staff are not completing their work or aren't completing their work without a lot of nagging, reminding, and accommodating. Because supervisors tend to be diligent employees, they do not understand this behavior. They can't figure it out. And so they've decided the problem must be a character flaw, and that character flaw is being lazy. The truth is, we don't know if they're lazy or not. What we do know is that they aren't doing their work. When I hear staff say that people are lazy, I ask this question. What is it that you see that is leading you to conclude that the staff are lazy? Let me ask it again. What is it that you see that is leading you to conclude that the staff are lazy? And here's what I hear when I ask that question. They don't take people on outings. They're on their phones. They don't interact with individuals. They're visiting with each other. They don't document. They don't clean. They don't cook. Fantastic. Wonderful. Why wonderful? Because we can work with this list. You aren't going to unlazy someone, but you can certainly address the fact that they're on their cell phone. You can certainly help someone figure out how to interact more with the individuals they serve. And because this list is specific, you can coach and correct on these topics, track performance expectations, move through specific corrective action procedures if the staff decide that they're not going to be receptive to coaching. And all of a sudden, lazy doesn't matter. The truth is, these staff could be the most ambitious people on the planet. Unfortunately, they are not executing their tasks. Once you define the behaviors that need to change, you can have a specific conversation about expectations. You can complete skills-based training. You can create performance measures. You can track to those measures and have performance-based feedback conversations. You can identify barriers to success and seek to eliminate those barriers. And you can evaluate progression toward working independently or toward working somewhere else. Now, everything has shifted to the supervisor. It's all about the supervisor's actions and the staff person's response to those actions. Instead of feeling helpless, the supervisor is now actively driving performance correction and is completely responsible for doing so. That's right, monitoring performance and taking the necessary steps to move performance in the correct direction is the supervisor's responsibility. So no more feeling stuck and powerless. The key here is to define and address behavior, with the goal of staff being that they do their work correctly and on time, independently. So, what do you think? Did I convince you that lazy doesn't matter? And do you now understand that in order to resolve performance issues, we have to focus on the concrete behavior patterns of our staff? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave me a comment. Have you ever, in your mind, felt that your staff were lazy? And if so, what was the behavior that brought you to this conclusion? And do you now feel empowered to take action? Again, leave me a comment or drop me an email at Sara, S-A-R-A, @providerpowermoves.com. Until next time, power on.